Welcome to Matters Podcast, where combat sports, mindset, and real-life lessons collide. Hosted by Dervin and Nate, we dive into jiu-jitsu, wrestling, MMA, and the grind that shapes athletes inside and outside the mat. Every episode we bring stories, strategies, and raw conversations that fuel growth, resilience, and community. Stay tuned because it's more than a fight, it's a lifestyle. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Man Matters Podcast, where we break down the fight game, the mindset behind it, and everything in between. Listen, 329 wasn't just a fight card. It was violence, it was chaos, and for some fighters, it might have been the night that changed their entire career. We're talking about 11 out of 14 finishes, fights that were finished in the card. 8 of them were in the first round, which means if you went to the bathroom, checked your phone, or blinked too long, you probably missed the knockout or submission. But at the same time, we also got injuries, controversy, and one of the weirdest main event outcomes we have seen in a minute. And that's just inside the cage. Because outside the cage, we've got one of wrestling's biggest talents, Ferrari, possibly throwing his entire future away. And then one of the greatest strikers in MMA history, Israel Adesanya, just made a move that could redefine his career. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. How's it going, Nate?
Going good. How are you?
Doing good. Had a lot to talk about this week as far as pack action of matches. The 11 out of 14, there were finishes. Which do you think the level of competition is getting better, or it's not as competitive now in the sport that's causing as many finishes? Or I think just this is getting so much better. People are getting better. They're able to get that many finishes in events, because the UFC Freedom 250 was all of them were finishes as well, which make it entertaining for the sport.
I feel like leading up to these last couple UFCs, I feel like there's been not as many finishes. So that's just a feeling I've had. I'm not sure. I don't have the data to back that. It's a good question. I really don't know. I feel like skill is increasing just in general. Maybe not even skill, but like the techniques of MMA are developing. So I don't know. I don't know what the answers are.
Yeah, you got a good point, because that finish from Paddy the Baddy, I don't know if you've seen that finish that he did on Benoit on the knees in the first round. He Benoit on the knees usually goes for a takedown, double leg takedown. He left his neck exposed. Paddy went for a guillotine. Usually you defend it by rolling to your back. The guillotine. He did that, so Paddy changed it to a darts choke, which is the opposite hand, and he locked it in there. And to prevent him from rolling, he jumped into a Peruvian with the darts locked in. And he just roll on there and just finish it from there, which is a gnarly finish. Usually people roll with the darts to be able to lock it in, but Paddy just jumped on it like it was a Peruvian necktie. I haven't seen it before, finishing the darts that way.
Yeah, that was interesting how he got his legs up there. Definitely, I mean, it's secure.
Yeah. Talk about putting your body into it.
Yeah, it's true. It's
especially early in the round,
right?
Because you're dry. This is not slipping off.
True.
Yeah. A lot of people were talking about asking what's the name. What do you think we'll call the name for that move?
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of people were saying padlock, calling it a padlock because Baddy.
Hey, that's pretty cool, actually. Yeah. That works really well.
The Paddy, the lock, do. But I think that's another move that is called the padlock. It is like a kimura, because it's a shoulder lock. They call that a padlock.
Okay.
I was just looking up names for it. I'm not sure what they're called, because it's like a Peruvian darts. That's a Peruvian choke. It's like a real necktie, but with the darts locked in. But yeah, man, imagine getting knocked out. I mean, getting submitted, choked out, and you wake up and Paddy just dancing. What the fuck happened? Then heads will roll. It was gnarly because everybody was in the atmosphere in there for the fight. And like freaking Mel Gibson was Mike Tyson were dancing like Paddy the Baddy. They were like doing Paddy the Baddy dance whenever he was walking out to fight. It's like wow. Stardom.
For real. He's very entertaining. Curious to see where he goes. I mean,
yeah,
finishes like that, that's
what I was gonna ask
really
you. Because who does he fight next? Because Justin Gaethje, he says he's not fighting this year. He's done for this year fighting. Same thing, Max. I'm also gonna bring up later for Holloway. He said he's done fighting for this year as well. I mean, he's willing to fight maybe the champion next because he beat him for the BMF title. He's willing to fight him for another title, try and finish him. Justin Gaethje, but for Paddy, he's the third wheel on this in this relationship right now. It seems like
for sure.
But who does he fight next? There is a Arman that has some fun. That's been pretty active. Arman Saryukin, there's an option there. He can fight other gatekeepers for the time being. Matthews Game Rod, Benil Dariush that's still on the roster. He can fight those, or he has the option for the BMF title, in which he said that his submission is better than Oliveira, which I don't know if it's better, but that's the option for another title, for the BMF title. It's at 155.
He's got to fight some gatekeepers. I think I saw somebody saying it should be Benil.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the special forces guy, right?
No, that's the guy you just fought, Benoit Saint-Denis. He just talked tomorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he shook off Benoit Saint-Denis.
Yeah, it's a little hard because I feel like he's very good, but I feel like he's not Max Holloway or Justin Gaethje level. Like, in my opinion, that's not even a competition.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to deny him.
Yeah.
He's definitely moving his way up.
Yeah,
So.
It seems that he has a switch that changed recently because he has kids now too. So he has changed that switch, and he has life experiences that also help him mature some. He's a fine guy, but the thing about it, I think Joe Rogan pointed out was Paddy the Baddy jumping, dancing around in his intro, and then when it's game time, switch comes on, straight to fighting mode. So that's a good thing that he has. And maturity probably has helped with that. I remember his friend, he committed suicide. He talked about that. And also he has kids nowadays that he say he fights for feeding and putting clothes in their back right now. That's what his main goal is in life. Not so much attention for him, but he does like the attention. It comes with being Paddy the Baddy. But this is personality. But he seems like he has his priorities straight. And also he has helped him mature. But as far as his career, helping him move up the ranking, maybe feed him a couple more guys, because this is his first win since he lost against Gaethje when he fought Gaethje. He fought the champion.
Yeah.
But also, you have to give him credit for not getting knocked out by Gaethje. He fought all 5 rounds, and he did not look like Topuria. He didn't look like Tony Ferguson, and none of those guys that have gone through Gaethje's hands.
It's valid. That's a valid point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll give him some guys to be able to build his rep, because the champion and the Holloway, they currently are out. But also Holloway was coming off a loss before this fight against Holloway. No, against Oliveira rather, for the BMF title. So it seems like he's probably in the same boat as Paddy before this one. But he should be able to get some guys in there. I mean, it's July, probably one more fight before the end of the year. Especially if he came out unscathed in 1 minute finish.
Well, true. Yeah, that does improve your odds.
Yeah, but for the rest of the card, some of us, there was a fight between King Green and McKinney. What's his name? Give me his name now. They used to be teammates, Terrence McKinney. They fought each other. It was odd that McKinney was able to put up a piece of King Green in the beginning of the first round. Then on the other round, McKinney was able to take down King Green. He was able to like punish him. He was able to get a doggy style handcuff, which is like, when you grab somebody's wrist behind their back, they can't frame up. He got it in a good place on that to go for the finish. Somehow, experience, you might call it, will help Green to get out of there and get us stand up and able to land a couple of body punches and drop McKinney. It was like 10 seconds left, and he was still covering up, but the referee called the fight as a finish. Even though King Green was getting his ass beat for the whole first round. Seemed odd because would you let it go into the other round, because he called it at 1 second left he called the fight at 1 second left in the first round. Like, how do you let him go the whole first round and then when he get dropped, the other guy, he just call it off like there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he was still covering up. It was like he was getting hit, but he was covering up. I would probably let it go a little bit. I mean, he has a minute to recover. See, he comes back into that.
Yeah. Let the fighter make that decision for himself.
Well, that was one of the weird ones as far as decisions that happened on the finish in the first round.
These refs are already under a lot of fire.
What's that?
These refs are already under a lot of fire, I feel like.
Yeah. Freaking Herb Dean is supposed to be the gold standard. He's on the fire by one of the biggest stars in the organization, in Alex Pereira. Dude, that guy shows up my freaking Herb Dean's window. He's freaking shooting arrow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That's a nightmare to get in the bias.
Yeah.
One thing is having freaking Dominic Cruz pissed off because of an early stoppage when no nonsense Keith Peterson, he did that with him. But now freaking Poatan be on his bad side.
Yeah, right.
That guy doesn't look like he never smiles.
Yeah.
He had the same
Only
face.
For Nina.
What's that?
Only for Nina.
Yeah. That's the only time. What's his name? But yeah, like, I don't know. Some of these decisions are weird. Speaking of one of his exes, she was in the early prelims. Tracy Cortez.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, she lost in the early prelims.
So
like, where did she go from here?
I don't know.
Because I'm trying to see what her record has been recently. She is 1-3 in her last 4 fights. Yeah. Rose Namajunas, Aaron Blanchfield, and Wang Hong. It was a decision. One was deducted 1 point in round 2 due to an illegal knee to a ground opponent and still won the fight. In a 3 round. That's the one side ass beating.
Yeah. No kidding.
Boom. Now let's talk about the bad of the event. Trying to do like a topic as far as the good, the bad, and the ugly. The main one will be the elephant in the room was the main event of Conor McGregor going out there in the first round and blowing his knee, doing a freaking David Lee Roth jump kick, trying to knock out Max Holloway, which is Conor McGregor blowing his knee in the main event. Do you think probably some of those fans got robbed? Not as far as the streaming part, because Paramount Plus, you're only playing like once a year, or you pay a monthly fee for it. But as far as like the fans with it, because this is considered the International Fight Week, so it's a big price ticket T-Mobile Arena. But I was looking up the ticket prices for that event. The prices started at $950 for upper level seats. Yeah.
Wow. That's brutal.
Yeah, lower level seats will range between $1,400 and $2,000. And then the floor VIP cage side seating began at $4,700 and reach well over $50,000 depending on a specific row. So they may be in there for this fight in the happening in the main event. We feel robbed.
For sure. Yeah.
Now, there was speculation that was he already injured because the way he was walking. Unless in the video when he took his shoe and he wasn't putting his leg down. You know, sometimes when you have a nagging injury, you don't like don't wanna put too much weight on a certain limb, or you favor another side. He looked like he was doing that, but also there was a video that during warm-ups, he was throwing the same kick. He had no trouble throwing that kick during warm-ups in the locker room. There's another video that somebody posted about him going to a pain management clinic days before leading to the fight. But when he was walking there, he didn't look like he was limping or anything like that. The only thing I can recollect that he might be going there was, you see those cupping bruises that he had on his neck? That's probably what he was going there for, because that's what you do in some of those places. Maybe that's what he was over there for, not so much for his knee. Because otherwise, he would have, if he had cupping on his neck, he probably see some cupping on his knee.
Right.
That's a problem. But do you think some of these pre-fight screening are not thorough enough that are not able to, because they do CT scans for your brain, but do they have any other kind of screening for those kind of injuries? For example, like really a lot of people that have a lot of bad knees in the fighting game, in all their ill nagging injuries that they have. Because you don't go there 100%, but there should be a telltale or something bad happening. Because I mean, for this guy, Conor McGregor, he literally has some microfiber fractures in the previous fight with Dustin Poirier, and that he broken. Now this time he had another knee injury that was nagging. Seems like in that he blew it right in the first round.
Yeah, I feel like that's hard though, because so you hear about a lot of champions that go in with significant injuries and they fight through it.
Carlos Ulberg, remember with Yuri Prochazka, he blew his knee. He was able to knock out Yuri Prochazka.
So I feel like it's kind of a freak thing. I feel like McGregor's style is not very age friendly. It's always, pretty mobile, pretty fast. And genuinely, I have to wonder if it's, just old age, he hasn't been training maybe as consistently. And so all of a sudden he's training really hard. I'm sure that broke down his body without, he probably hasn't had time to like break it down and rebuild it.
Yeah.
Because that definitely happens with training. If you're training hard, your body needs some time to like really regain its old strength. So I gotta wonder.
Yeah, that's a good point. And going back to like the thing about mobile and fast, all those times that his fighting style bouncing like that, he was 145, 155. This time he was fighting at 170 in an older age.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, that's true. That's a lot more strain on your knee.
Yeah. And he's not a big guy as far as like not big bone people that they have be able to carry that much weight. He's not that big, a big of a frame. So throwing that leg like that and landing on one leg, and there's one thing when you do it in a surface that's not as slippery. Maybe the canvas was slippery because I saw that Robert Whitaker was trying to wipe his feet on his leg to get some grip on his feet because he was slipping on the canvas.
Yeah. Yeah, that in and of itself could do it, So
I thought that was the same thing that was happening with him whenever he's in the fight. Now his slip, just like Robert Whitaker. That's what it looked like, but then it sounded like he was favoring the other leg. Like, oh no, he blew his knee. It seems like all those all those weighted curls with his dick didn't help much. I don't think it helped his lower limb. It blew his knee, dropping that freaking. Probably that's why he broke his toe. Because remember that Michael Chandler fight was canceled because he broke his toe.
Yeah, I do.
Drop the dumbbell on his toe.
He hadn't mastered the technique yet.
Yeah, like those monks, they do that shit. They do like pull like trucks and shit like that. Like it's weird. Probably he's trying to master that technique, master pain. But yeah, like it is terrible because now he's 3 injuries back to back. Broke his leg, had a broken toe. He had canceled that fight, and now we have this knee injury, in which, according to the doctor that was looking at reviewing the injury, shout out to Dr. Brian Sutter. He has a YouTube channel rather. He was talking about it didn't look like the night off. It didn't look like it was ACL injury. You don't see the snap on the calf. You don't see the shifting of the shin whenever somebody blows the ACL. But it looks like the rotation itself. It looks like a lateral meniscus tear or a bucket tear on the knee, which probably be looking probably 6 months if you do surgery. And also he has the availability to do peptides and all the kind of, he had to get off the, of course, he had to get off the testing pool from the UFC because they don't allow peptides. But if he has the resources available, $30 million that he got paid for. But we can talk about that later. But all those things probably should be able to get him back into, if he wants to come back and fight, getting him fight ready, because he has one fight left in his contract. But I don't know if he'll be able to get another contract after this.
Yeah, after, like you said, after these three, is it worth it for Dana to get people's hopes up just to, do this? Because this is worse than I don't know. This is a pretty bad result for
the
UFC.
$30 million. That's how much he got paid. Would you tough out injury for $30 million?
Yeah.
I would walk out there with my hands.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be injured at all going into that fight.
I am superstitious. Like when I was talking to a buddy whenever during the fight, like dude, like has something feel off about it. And he never wins when he has a mohawk haircut. He never wins whenever he changed his song. The fuck he do, you have to walk out with there. Shenanigans, the fuck he do. When he remixed it with Nate Diaz when he fought the first time, he got his ass beat in that one. And then asking like, oh, he didn't do the spinning kick. He's older now. Because usually does a spinning kick on the corner and he walks out.
Yeah.
All the kind of shit that he does, the McGregor straw. This time he didn't do any of that. I was like, something's off, because usually do the spinning kick. I wonder if Sunday's compensating for. And a buddy of mine's like, well, do you think it's because it's older, because he's not explosive enough? Like, I don't know. You have to see how his footwork is whenever he goes out there, because he's bouncing in and out. Because one thing you see somebody hitting Pat, and when they're live, feeling their range and things like that. We should have to see, but he fell off. And Dustin Poirier was pointing out about his face looked puffier than before. His body looked like a fighter, but his face looked puffier, like somebody that wasn't really like tuning to the. Because being also doing some other extracurricular activities when he was of the testing pool. Another thing he hinted at was, whenever you are on certain supplements for juicing, it weakens your joints. So I wonder if that might be one of the side effects.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be surprising.
Because you get older, so you're in that stuff, and then you want to get clean for the testing pool, and your joints are compromised. You're not able to recover as much. And like you said, putting too much stress on your body doesn't help either, because you're not able to recover as fast. So I know one guy was punching the air that night. Michael Chandler.
Dude, I died laughing with all Michael Chandler watching that fight, knowing it could have been him.
But yeah, Holloway got $3 million for that.
Yeah.
Screaming, no! Screaming in his screen.
Could have been his big win.
But yeah, that was the top. I'll see you at the top. That was his top moment. Damn, he was punching the air, but dude.
He would have been the guy to be like, yeah, I totally beat McGregor. Even though McGregor just, twisted his knee.
Yeah, what's the word that you see? You envision something? What is that word? I can think of. Does it start with a P?
Dang it.
It's not projected. I can't remember right now the word.
I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
Damn, I can't remember another word, but that's what they say. He envisioned that in his brain. He let it happen. Look at that word.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
I can't remember that word now.
No, it's not coming up in the synonyms.
It's not visualized. What is it? It's something along the line. Damn, I'm empty-handed now.
It's funny because I even read a book on it.
Like The Secret? Was it The Secret?
No, it was a book about a guy who couldn't. So he was an Olympic skeet shooter, and he couldn't train. And so, or he couldn't get his hands on a gun to like actually shoot. And so he would go out and like envision him shooting, the skeets being thrown. And like, that's how he practiced. And he came to the Olympics and won after pretty much just doing that. But it was just talking to, might be the winning mindset, or with winning in mind. Anyway, I really can't find it.
Probably text you later. It is the way. I can't remember right now, but that's probably he chalk it up to. You know how Michael Chandler is.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had it in his division board the whole time. But another all things first bad happening as far as injury was Cody Sanhagen in the fight versus Bautista. He posted a picture recently because he got caught in a weird. It wasn't. It seems like he was trying to go for a solo stretch or a knee bar. Bautista. Cody Sanhagen's leg was compromised after that. I can remember the second round that happened. But and then Cody Sanhagen recently posted a picture. He tore his hamstring during the fight. His whole leg was black.
Oh my God. That sounds brutal.
Let me look it up. Because he posted a picture recently. Here you go. Let me share my screen. Check this out. Look at that leg. What do you do?
I don't know what you can do. I guess just rest, lay there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gotta hurt so bad. Because that muscles have got to be active all the time.
Yeah. See, even you sit on it.
Mm-hmm.
You may sit on that thing. You freaking Theo Von. Great scrap, man. Whoa. Dude. Ah, man, I can't imagine having that type of injury. There's no running for you, bro.
Right.
What do you do during that time? There's no tell. And another injury was Nikita Krylov. He's the one that fought Robert Whitaker. They stopped the fight in the third because he was signaling that didn't want to fight anymore because his jaw was broken. Oddly enough, freaking Robert Whitaker got his jaw broken by freaking Hamza Chimaev a few fights ago. But now that'll be weird if he broke somebody's jaw in a fight. But it seems like one of those incidents whenever, have you ever had the people that have their jaw locks whenever they do something that's probably what happened whenever he got hit. His jaw locked. It wasn't so much that he was broken, he was just locked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, you want to get take care of that if you want to fight the rest of your career.
Yes. Yeah. That could be a problem.
That's the main bone that takes most of the freaking punches. But luckily enough, yeah, Dana White said that it wasn't a broken jaw. That was announced during the same night.
Good. Yeah.
At the event, so that's good. But going back to McGregor, do you think he's done and he shouldn't fight anymore? He has one fight in his contract.
I feel like yes. I after all of his extracurricular activities, I don't feel like his mind is in the fight game anymore. And now I'm questioning if his body is also not in the fight game anymore.
Yeah. His body's on the way out already.
Right. That's the thing. It's one thing to be, older, but have stayed in it and still like consistently train and consistently do all that. I don't think he's been doing that. And yeah, the human body degrades quickly at a certain point.
Yeah. I wonder how much time does he spend on that bone?
Sure.
Does he live in that boat? That he just takes picture? Because one thing when you're like in that boat, usually it's not regular ground level.
Mm.
So being on there is different than being on land. Probably blew his knee through the boat. What does
Yeah.
that's what initially happened. Injury happened.
Yeah.
Rocking on that boat for so long.
You'd think that would make good stability, you know?
Yeah, but he's always drunk, so he can tell the difference.
True.
He can tell the difference with his ground. He walking around like freaking Jack Sparrow, rolling everywhere he goes. Well, that would be weird because like sometimes you get injuries for stuff. For example, there's that guy that he goes to gym. I go to a local gym for like weightlifting, things like that. It's like a strength conditioning gym. This man, I see him every morning when I'm leaving. He goes there to run because he runs almost every day for 40 years. He's an accountant. He goes in work early. So whenever he comes for his lunch break, he goes there for running and then he goes back to work, finishes shift because he has his own office for accounting. He's been there for 4 years. Today, I saw him coming into the gym as I was leaving with crutches. So, shit, like what happened? See, I'll be out for 6 months. I tore the tendon of my quad. It's like, oh shit. Like what happened? He said he was hiking and he fell and the tendon tore. It's like, you gotta be all these years running, he didn't get injured.
Right.
But hiking didn't.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's an older guy too. So
Yeah.
so I mean, those kind of injuries is Father Time's undefeated for a reason. It seems like for an MMA world, the years are like dog years in careers wise. For McGregor, I think he should probably be done. I mean, you already made $30 million in this one. And he said he had another fight scheduled for April or March, something like that. It's like, dude, no, next year.
Right.
Because that's not a good thing also in the fight world to look past a fighter. Because tomorrow's never guaranteed.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But probably he should be done. Oh, also another thing, that Dustin Poirier podcast with Dean Thomas and Masvidal and Chris Weidman, they brought up a good point about saying McGregor. Dean Thomas was the one that brought it up. He said, I don't think he was in it to fight, like you were saying, because he gave up easily on the fight. I mean, he blew his knee and all, but the first fight with Max Holloway, he blew both his knee. He fought to the decision. This time he blew his knee at the beginning of the fight. And he wasn't like, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah. I don't, it doesn't seem like the same guy as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he's a plumber coming up, fighting for his fame, fighting to, make it. I think there's a lot more drive there than once he did make it. He partied for a while. He just, I don't think it has the same meaning to him anymore.
Yeah. I wonder what his net worth is.
Yeah.
Now. Because, I mean, he just got paid $30 million.
Mm-hmm.
According to this research, Conor McGregor has an estimated net worth of $200 million.
Yeah. It's just no reason.
I mean, the proper 12 money.
Right. Yeah, especially now, Dana has no reason to pay him that much money. So his next fight's not going to pay him that well.
No. I mean, 2 fights and both of them injured.
Mm-hmm.
What chances is he going? It's only downhill from there. Boom. Yeah, he probably should be done. Somebody said that Dustin Poirier said he'll fight him at 170. He come out of retirement fight at 170, and no problem. And then they asked Masvidal, like, what about you? You should fight at 170. Like, dude, like they had to put a lot of serious in front of me for me to come out of retirement and go into camps because training is hard. And he has the little ones now that he has to take care of. He likes to play with. And you come out of camp, you come tired. You won't be able to do the same activities with your kids that you want to do. So it's different. Boom. But he's like, dude, that would be, how crazy would that fight be? Masvidal versus Conor McGregor.
That would be an interesting one. Yeah. Especially now. Because like McGregor's prime, I don't think Masvidal would have had a chance. But now,
yeah,
it'd be interesting.
Yeah, Masvidal with a new hairline, fucking up
Right.
everybody. Dude, that would be insane.
Yeah.
bringing street justice to, to crucify him. That's what he said he wanted to do.
Oh my gosh.
But while the UFC delivered chaos inside the cage, outside of it, things got even darker. Let's talk about AJ Ferrari. AJ Ferrari, we talked about him previously in a different episode. He was a national champion. He was running from the cops on foot in Nebraska, and he's in legal troubles. He just hit a whole new gear. Let's look at how one of the most talented college wrestlers completely derailed his career. So in college, his college career background, he won 187 pounds championship in the NCAA's 2021 as a freshman. That would be considered his peak. He had charisma, the build, and the elite ceiling to dominate the sport. Meanwhile, the downfall was he was dismissed from Oklahoma State following a series of off-the-mat issues. He later tried to resurface at the University of Nebraska last summer, but never made it to the postseason as far as the finals of the later on the bracket. The allegations that he had when he was in Oklahoma State were, I think it was sexual harassment or then he tried to go in Iowa, that didn't go well either. Actually it was sexual assault back then. And then early this year he was pulled over in Waverly, Nebraska, where a state trooper discovered that he had a outstanding extradition warrant out of Texas. That's during the season for evading arrest in a vehicle. He had to handle those charges. He went back and finished the season. He went to NCAA. And then the serious term was when he was recently hit with severe allegations involving a domestic assault and strangulation of a pregnant woman in Lancaster County, leading to another arrest warrant. And that was just recently, but right before that, he went to a car chase with the cops, like GTA style, 130 miles per hour in a 55-mile zone. He crashed his Corvette. He took on foot, escaping the cops. They were to arrest him after that. But then all the charges of domestic assault and strangulation happened. After that, he was arrested. Friday night in Western Nebraska, a state trooper, they clocked him on I-80. But when he was, that's a weird turn of event. There's this guy, he's former wrestler for Cornell, Dylan Palacio. He has a beef with AJ Ferrari. Funny thing, when he found out that AJ Ferrari had a warrant, he made a fake profile as a woman trying to get with AJ Ferrari.
No way.
And got his coordinates and sent it to the cops. Oh my God, I was like,
Oh
oh
my gosh.
shit. The thing was like so that's how they were able to find where AJ Ferrari was. He was hiding and he was like trying to get into a car and that's how they found out where they were to get across the street for him and they were to arrest AJ Ferrari because of Dylan Palacio. Now the thing about it was, I want your opinion. Which is the worst evil? Because Dylan Palacio is his nude pictures from his girlfriend to catch AJ Ferrari for the fake profile.
No way.
So which is the worst evil? It's for greater cause.
That is next level hating to go to that level. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's for greater cause.
I can't even fathom that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, babe. That's what he said. But that's how he's able to catch AJ Ferrari, get him arrested.
I don't even know what to say. That's crazy.
Yeah, like, dude, you have to fight with fire sometimes. But I say, you're going to try to fish. You're going to be fishing with worm. You're going to go for a big fish. The biggest shrimp or something like that.
Yeah.
Better
Dang,
bait.
son.
But he said he had to show some of his girlfriend's tits to AJ Ferrari, trying to lure him into his fake profile. He was on Snapchat, so he was able to catch him.
Oh my gosh.
How much hatred that has to be for him to do that?
Yeah, right?
But man, that is wild. Above ends.
Yeah.
Boom. I'm not sure. Also, I think he was charged for evading arrest. Also, what is it when you're fake identification? Do you try and ask if you're a certain person to say no, that's not you? He was charged for that as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's bad. It's going down a bad path in which actually he's one of those people that like to bring religion into stuff whenever he does bad behavior, justify his behavior. He's a working man. He's asking for forgiveness and those kind of things.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not really keen of those kind of people, e.g., John Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible behavior, but bring the Lord in Jesus or Yahweh. I think that's what AJ Ferrari calls his Jesus. I'm not a big fan of that, but if you still, doesn't matter how much Bible verses you recite and memorize, you have a terrible behavior.
Right, right. Yeah, no, it's not showing anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I kind of got into argument recently with somebody like that about those kind of things because somebody said about how terrible a person Conor McGregor is. Like allegations that, for example, court documents showing what happened with the girl in Miami. It's like he's a terrible person. But the good thing about the sport is, if you don't like somebody, you get to see and get their head beat off and bounce off the canvas
Right.
when they lose. Though this person was saying that, don't you believe in forgiveness for somebody that doesn't do wrong? Like, yes, it's okay to forgive somebody to do things wrong and they correct their behavior. But if they have a terrible behavior, they keep doing it. I didn't hear any stories about Conor McGregor having these problems when he was poor. This problem started coming up whenever he had money.
Mm-hmm.
All these behaviors, freaking throwing a dolly through a bus where people were in there, flying into different locations, being a terrible husband or fiance, and doing those kind of things to like women beating up old people in the freaking bar.
Yeah, yeah.
So there is a trend of terrible behavior. It's okay to forgive someone that does terrible behavior, but don't just use it whenever you do bad. For example,
Yep.
the we were talking last week about bad things that are happening, making bad decisions with Dustin Poirier case. Because I mean, he was drunk. He was just being belligerent in a. But he does a lot of good things. And it's not his type of behavior. He just had a bad day, and then he makes a bad decisions that day. But you have somebody that does a lot of bad decisions and bad things, and want to picture that he's a better person now because found a religion. That's not really.
No, no. That's, yeah. If you have a track record,
Yeah.
takes a lot to.
Yeah. What's saying you cannot change a leopard spot
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
for a reason. So he might say that he did this kind of things, but if there's a trend of him doing those kind of things, chances are that will show up again, especially now that he had a fall, that he's injured.
Yep.
I mean, it's sliding to people's DMs. I wonder whose DMs is going to be next.
Yeah, right. Ugh.
But yeah, it's not good when you're that bad, especially those two examples, AJ Ferrari, because he had a lot of potential. I didn't like his wrestling style. He was one of those guys that like he was really flexible, hard to take down. He was able to get a couple shots in. But outside the mats, he was terrible. I mean, he was also it shows certain patterns in which he was doing certain things that seem weird. For example, whenever his team they were in a duel, they lost the duel, but he won his match. He was doing a split and celebrating because this is the last match. He was celebrating his win. Like, dude, the whole team freaking lost. Let's go shake hands and just go home.
Yeah.
But you're celebrating you win like you won the championship. Like, come on, man. That's not a team. That's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
good teammate or work ethic.
Mm-mm. No, that's definitely, yeah, not a team player.
No, look at me, I won. Yeah, like, dude, but the whole team lost.
Yep.
You should be able to lifting up your teammates rather than be celebrating over here like a jerk off. But meanwhile, while one career might be falling apart, another legend is trying to rebuild. Israel Adesanya, one of the best strikers in the sport, has ever seen. And after 16 years, he's leaving his gym. 16 years, that's longer than some people stay in marriages. It has not just a gym, that's family. And here's what makes it interesting that this is happening at the peak. It's happening during his rough patch, losing streak, and recent finishes, and now major change. So, what do you think this is? Do you think it's an evolution or do you think it's a desperation at this point? for him. Trying to change the gyms.
Kind of feels like a desperation. Again, that's very much speculation, but it might be an attempt at a reset, to be honest, because mentally, he's taken a beating. He's taken several beatings recently, and it might be the new environment will help re-trigger a mindset. Would be my thoughts, at least.
Yeah. And then one thing might be too that you talk about early. Maybe he's too comfortable in the gym that he's in. Trying to get him comfortable, trying to push him harder because you're in the gym doing the same thing. Although one thing he did different was when he was training with Goggins. That's freaking hardcore, by the way. It doesn't get you better fighting, get you better conditioning, both, dude. You,
Yeah.
when you get knocked out, I think that counts as anything for the winning part, as far as like mental toughness, getting knocked out of stuff. But he trying to reinvent himself. Maybe, yeah, it is difficult to, what is saying, you cannot teach that old dog new tricks. So he's 4 losses, 3 finishes. Is he going to train with Tony Ferguson? Because Tony Ferguson trained with Goggins as well.
Yeah.
See who's going to get the win first.
Who's going to carry the boats now? Not you.
Not you. I know, baby. I'm out. I don't live in the island anymore. I'm in the freaking mainland. But what gym do you think will maximize Easy 2.0? Will it be a team like American Top Team, this well-rounded team? Or do you think it will be a multi like Tiger Thailand camps that they do? Because he likes striking, even though his Achilles heel is the grappling part in MMA.
Well, like you were saying, old dog new tricks. I don't think going to a well-rounded gym is the move for him. I think strengthening and maybe adding to his highly skilled areas is probably the way to go. Because you're not going to become a phenomenal grappler and start competing with the best grapplers at this age. You obviously can improve, but I don't think it's going to be world class overnight. So I think he's better off sticking with his current strength and maybe developing strategies.
Yeah, because it will hinder him in both sides because it will neglect his striking already. But at the same time, in trying to get better at something that he's like deliberate practice, perhaps, of getting better at things. But it will be better for trying to stick with strikers. Maybe go up or 205, go somebody that loves striking like what's the name? Khalil Roundtree. I mean, that's a good matchup to make between him. Or maybe go against another Paulo Costa. He beat Paulo Costa before. Paulo Costa now is hot as far as his career. That might be a good matchup for him if he was able to match up well with Paulo Costa, work on his striking against him. Boom. I don't know who else can he fight because he lost against Pfeiffer recently as well. Striking till 16 years, city kickboxing. I don't know how many more fights does he have left in his contract.
I'm curious.
Either. Yeah, how old is he? He's 36 years old. At 185, well, what else does he have left? Will he go up to 205? Maybe a couple of fights because he's pretty big. He's 6'4". So he has the length to go up, but the frame as far as shoulders to go at 205, probably not a good idea to go up there. Keeping the size advantage in your grappling is not that good. It's not a good equation for success in MMA. Hopefully he figure it out and able to get some guys that they can feed him to fight. One guy that I can think of right now, Vicente Luque, he moved to 185. He used to fight 170. That's a good guy that maybe he can go big name, go against Israel Adesanya, try to build him up perhaps, or any other guy. Has he ever fought Holland? That'd be a good one. Kevin Holland versus Israel Adesanya. Who's talking crap to him? Kevin Holland isn't the most active loser. Somebody was calling him that.
That's right. I remember that.
Like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what other matchups that would be for Adesanya with the new gym and people that he can fit. But also, Kevin Holland has a pretty good grappling as well. He's nasty. I think he has nasty darts that he able to lock
Yeah.
in.
He seems built for that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know who else will be a good matchup for. I was trying to get him some wins. Thinking of what's his name just went up to 185. But I don't think they'll fight each other. Kamaru Usman. He has a fight coming up. At 185. Who is he fighting? He's fighting Trico Suplicy, former champion. DDP. Yeah, July 18th. They're fighting each other. It's this week. Yeah, because when was Trico Suplicy fight last fight? Was it against Hamza? That's not he fought? Yeah, Hamza Shemaev. So that August 2025. A year ago. Almost. Wow. That would be interesting. Because it seemed like he got injured in that fight. Trico Suplicy, taking the long layoff. But now, I mean, if he beats Trico Suplicy, beat Kamaru Usman, he can go struggling. He already beat struggling twice. He's open path for the championship. I bet he was happy whenever Sean Strickland beat Hamza Shemaev.
Oh yeah. I'm very sure.
I bet he kissed his coach when he saw that happen. Remember when that happened? DC was in the cage. He's like, what? This is famous. Hilarious. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I can see that happening. Open him for a rematch against Sean Strickland if he has a decisive win over Usman, because Usman's right now is 1-3. One of them, well, two of them were against Leon Edwards, was a head kick knockout. He lost a majority decision for the rematch. Then he fought Hamza Shemaev at 185, which is not good matchups for him. Hamza Shemaev beat everybody. He lost a decision to him, but then he was able to win a decision against Joaquin Buckley, which is a common contender in the division. And that was after a 2-year layoff. 2-year layoff. I don't know what kind of injury he might have had during that time, but now he's taking his second fight in the last 3 years for Usman. Where do you think he goes from here, Usman? Yeah, at a new weight class, because he's 1-3 right now.
Curious to see. He's really good. He's a really good fighter. If you can get, I don't know if it's a mindset thing. I don't know, what's caused the losses in the last few, but you could see him making it to the top, but he's not the most exciting fighter either. So I don't know that they'll let him do that.
Yeah,
You know?
he's 39 years old. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
So I'm not sure what else does he have left in his team, because he already does some. He has one of the commentators during the shows, so he has a good. And also, he trains with. I don't know if he still trains with him, Trevor Whitman, just engaging. That's who you should train with for striking. So we'll see how he does, because this is a big step up for him, going up to 185 and fighting Drago Duplessis.
Right. Yeah, that's no joke.
No. Somebody is fighting for a title last year. So we'll see how he does. But yeah, I will see probably Duplessis is the favorite in this one, even though Duplessis got mown by Shemaev in the last one. Usman forte is wrestling. Now, will he be able to do the same thing?
It'll be interesting to see, because I think that's part of what makes it so interesting is that Usman, you know what he's going to do. Duplessis, you have no idea. So it's like, yeah, who knows? Yeah, I don't know. That's a pretty cool matchup. I like that a lot.
He was going to do a lateral drop on his back.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, his shit is still left. Somehow he knocks out Kamaru Usman when he lands on that. He was like, what the fuck is this? There's no telling what he'll do. Boom. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Because, I mean, he won the split decision with Sean Strickland at Triple C. Then he won against Adesanya, renegade choke, and then beat unanimous last year. Sean Strickland. He just ran to Hamza Shemaev. This is the only loss that he has had, which is weird. He only had 10 fights. He's 32 years old. Dude, his coach looked like Zelensky. Have you seen his coach? Let me see. Doesn't it look like Zelensky, his coach? Shit, Zelensky. It's
That's
sponsored to
funny.
you. It's sponsored to you by the crib. And that's what his fight camp is.
Yeah, yeah.
He's the one that's the defense system for taking down Russian missiles because he's so lucky. He's walking around, they just land around him. They never hit him. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see this one. How it go. That's this weekend, the fight this weekend. Who was fighting this weekend? Jared Cannonier, another older fighter, versus Christian Leroy Duncan. With Duncan, looks like he's the favorite in this. I'm not sure if it's correct. In these odds right here, I don't know you see him. Then you have, is this Ben Askren's son, Chase Hooper?
Yes. Yep, that's got to be him.
He's the favorite versus Mitch Ramirez. Dude, Lord Farquhar with tattoos. What kind of haircut is this? Tommy McMillan. Do you see it?
Yes.
I don't know any of the other guys here. Oh, I forgot to talk about Gable Stevenson. He also won first round this past weekend. Former wrestler. He looked pretty good. He's just Hulk smash. He's the guy. Tabitha Rishi. For some reason, I remember. I can't remember from. She lost against my girlfriend, Jandirova. She had eyes for me, so we broke up.
He's one.
Oh yeah, she was seeing someone on the side. Things didn't work out between us. We didn't see eye to eye. Whoa, I don't have anything else for tonight. Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay. You wanna close it out?
Sure. I thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Give us a listen on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. Give us a follow on Instagram. Let us know what you like and what you don't like, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Mad Matters podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube, so you never miss an episode. Drop us a review, share with your training partners, and keep rolling on and off the mat. Until next time, keep fighting, keep learning, keep growing.